gaming guilds and growth engines, community building lessons from the Philippines.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Michael. I'm the editor-in-chief of Pilipinas. We are a publication focused on crypto coverage here in the Philippines, crypto and Web3. And I'm excited to be here to be talking to the organization of YGG or Yield Guild Games, who has been at the forefront of the Web3 and Web3 revolution here in the country. No, so maybe while waiting for our Jenna, one of our other speakers, maybe we can a bit start on how you guys first started here in Web3. So a bit of an introduction and of course how you got here.
Hi guys, I'm Spraky. I'm the community lead for YGG Pilipinas, YGPH. So before Web3, I work at a local water utilities in our province. I didn't know anything about Web3, but during pandemic time, 2020, I'm looking for opportunities to earn extra to provide for my family. So I'm researching all about Web3, and I came to an article about Axie Infinity. So actually, it's an NFT game. It started and really got big during 2021, but I'm one of the early adapters in our area in the province. So I check it out. I do my due diligence, and I found out that there's a small um, community here in the Philippines. It's a Facebook group. It's called Axie Infinity Facebook group. And I met a lot of guys there, including Gabby Dizon, the founder of YEG. And then at first, I just want to like look for opportunities to earn, but after knowing all these people, Gabby Dizon, he started YEG. They started YEG during 2020, the peak of pandemic, and then I just joined, and then I leave my work and never look back. That's how I came to.
So right now, Spraky, what do you do at the moment at YGG?
I manage the community. So as of the moment, we have uh, almost a million plus all over across our social medias, our Discord. That's our total audience, and I manage the community to keep them engaged. And yeah, I learned how to manage the community when I joined YG. I don't have any background in managing the community, so I learned it along the way.
All right. So now let's move to hello. So
Hi.
we know with Jen, no, welcome to our panel discussion today. So I was just asking the panelists what an introduction and what got you here in Web3 or in YGG.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Sorry I'm late. Just unfortunate events. But yeah, so I'm Jenna. I'm from YGG. I'm actually the co-lead of Metaversity. So what really brought me here was more of like me trying to understand what was next for me in my career path, as well as trying to understand where I'd want to fit within the future of tech and games. So that's what brought me to Web3. So yeah, I think it's just as simple as that.
All right. So you started at YGG when again?
2023.
All right. So thank you, Jen. No. How about you, Brylle? No. What a brief introduction and what got you here into Web3?
Hi guys, I'm Brylle. I'm the growth lead of YG Pilipinas, and I'm also the founder of YG Alerts, one of the biggest Web3 media here in the Philippines. I started my Web3 journey back in 2021 during the Axie Infinity craze when I made the Facebook group called Axis Alerts PH before. It is now, we have almost 1 million followers right now. And then I joined YGG in December of 2021. And now I am leading the growth department for YG Pilipinas.
All right. So now we move now to the key topic at hand about guilds. So this question is first to Spraky and to Brylle. No? So you guys have practically been with YGG from almost the beginning. So back then we know that YGG was focused on this thing called play to earn and play to earn gaming. So for the people who don't know, it's at that time in 2020, 2021 when people here in the Philippines and abroad play crypto games to earn a lot of money no at that time. So it was really a big hit back then. But fast forward to today, no, Spraky and Brylle, what do you think has changed from to on YGG beyond just play to earn, or if the mission has shifted or it has stayed the same? So,
Okay, I can
Spraky.
answer first. So, when we started YGG way back 2020, so our actually the main goal is to help the Filipino people, our fellow Filipino people, to to find those opportunities for them to earn, right? But when we started, the only opportunity that we have back then was play to earn games. So Axie Infinity. So we onboard thousands and thousands of Filipino people here to play Axie Infinity, to learn to play and earn at the same time, right? So most of the community back then are all gamers, but it actually right now during 2025, after all of those play to earn era or meta, so it evolves now to providing more opportunity. For example, community moderation, content creation. We have a Metaversity program where you can learn all about Web3, all about opportunities in the Web3 space. Um, and yeah, opportunity comes into like different categories. Might be a ways to earn, might be learning new things, learning new skills. That's what we are providing and doing here in YG Pilipinas. We really want to provide opportunities to the community.
All right, thank you, Spraky. No, how about you, Brylle? Do you think the mission has shifted, or do you think it actually stays the same?
Yeah, I think what has changed with Play to Earn since since I joined the industry back in 2021, guilds have really come a long way since P2E. So we saw thousands of Filipinos join the P2E craze before for scholarship and for grinding tokens. We've all saw that in 2021. But now guilds have expanded beyond Play to Earn. Education in esports has now become more relevant than ever. Now we have Web3 Metaversity. I think Jenna can tap on that later. But what really hasn't changed is really the gaming guild spirit that is really on collaboration and community-driven core. And I think that is there to stay, really.
All right, so I would like to go back on the topic of guild no, at some point. But Jenna, as the lead of YGG Metaversity, and since the time that you have joined and to now, what do you think were some of the misconceptions about Web3 gaming or even education that you at Metaversity try to actively correct over time?
I think, well, top of mind answer is really you can only earn through games. There are a lot of ways to earn within the space. And that's what we're trying to advocate for. That there are so many other opportunities within Web3 that you can actually get into. And that's why we're doing Metaversity. It's because we want to bridge education and opportunities. So we see that there's a very big gap, especially in the Philippines. And how do we actually help sustain that? Or how do we help answer that or bridge that gap, right? And so that's us creating free educational tools, and it's readily available for everyone, and it's for them to consume, right? So it's self-paced, everything is your choice. we do not force anything. Just like how we are in YGG, we don't force games onto people. Just like how we don't force content as well. So for me, it's really that. It's more of showing everyone that Web3 isn't just for games. That there's other earning components to it.
All right, thank you so much, Jenna. No? So, as someone who covers your organization, no, since practically also the beginning, my question now is to Brylle and Jenna again. Um, I remember before how onboarding at YGG looks like. No, so there were guilds, there were sub guilds. No, so there were leaders back then, and then there were of course the players, and then they play the game. So right now, Jenna and Brylle, how does onboarding look like today versus before? And what do you think were the effective methods to do so? So maybe Brylle, you can start.
Yeah, so in 2020, joining Web3 games was like playing a puzzle. NFTs, wallets are really complicated. But YGG made it easier with scholarships, guiding thousands of Filipinos in Axie Infinity back before. Today in 2025, onboarding is really smoother, and with user-friendly interface, users can really join any projects right now or any activities in Web3. I think it is more accessible than ever right now.
Jenna.
For me, I think onboarding right now, I think we really have to open our minds to it. Don't look at people as a sign up or like a
Okay.
click, right? It's really like not forming a crowd, but forming a community of people. So it's really the objective of make like what you want them to sign up for. It's really that end game there more than just like them being a click or a KPI to something, right? So for me, it's really shifting that mindset and creating that narrative as well for the people that you're talking to that, oh, we're not doing this because we want 5,000 people to join, but it's because we want to bridge whatever it is to them, opportunities, earning opportunities, everything that we have to offer. And it's just really not a farming method anymore that, oh, there's an airdrop, let's all get it, right? I think that is it for me.
All right. So thank you so much on that end. No. So as we onboard people into Web3, into gaming, into Web3 games, I'm sure you guys are aware that most of the time, the most common criticism is that the people that we onboard are just passive earners. You get what I mean? Like the common criticisms that we extract from the game or from the game economy, etc. So how do you make sure? No, maybe we can start with Spraky, no, and then everyone can answer. How do we make sure that the people that we on board are not just passive earners, no, and make sure that they become active builders and contributors to the actual growth of the industry? Spraky.
Good, good question. Actually, that's why in YEG we we actually promote education more rather than um, the amount of tokens you can get or earn or NFT or whatever assets you can get here in Web3 because it can actually help you land a decent job here in Web3. We prioritize the community growth rather than just do this task and earn this amount of tokens. So it's actually important to a community to have a mindset of win together by actually growing together to to be an active builder here in this space.
I can actually imagine how like education kasi it's not the one that you earlier mentioned about completing just a quest or task and then that's it, you earn this, no, so this and then that's it. Education takes quite a while, no, and I believe I'm sure it is very worth it, no, for the organization. So Brylle, you were saying.
Yeah, I think it really boils down to education. You can really equip yourself before entering the Web3 space because there are a lot of bad actors that can manipulate you. and take advantage of you if you don't if you're not really well equipped in this industry. I think Jenna can really explain more in Web3 education.
Yeah, I mean, same sentiments that it's really education. But other than that, it's really like what I said a while ago. It's really trying to understand the objective we're trying to hit and give people, right? So by education, we want them to learn more about the space, for them to be more educated, to know how to go about this space, diba? It's more of like, what are you in this industry? Who can you be, and how will you fit? So, and then that's where the opportunities come. And that's why I think even as we do this Metaverse Filipino worker movement, um, it's really just trying to know that you actually fit, that you're within the space, that if you are actually trying to look for digital opportunities, there is something for you. It doesn't have to be super complicated. It doesn't have to be something about games, right? Like if you're into marketing, there's something there for you for sure. It's just like, are you opening your lenses into it? Are you trying to understand how you get in? So in Metaversity, we really are trying to advocate for that, that there are different opportunities with your skill set already. And if you don't have it, we are there to actually bridge that gap. And we're trying to create solutions in many other different ways, just like how we are getting into AI more, or how we're trying to just bridge general knowledge, right? So, like, if you don't know how to use Google Sheets, how do we help you there? So it's really that, like, how do we inform these people that there are so many opportunities within Web3, and that they're just not people we count as KPIs.
Yeah, so I agree also with that, no? And I think that's actually one of the key strength of being a guild, because there's this overall mindset of making sure that everyone is working together, everyone is equipped with the right the right knowledge for them, no? So in some way, the guild and an online community almost uh, is almost the same in that particular in that particular concept. Um, we know that right now, in this age of, well, in 2025, most companies now have their own communities, no? Instead of, doing press releases, or working with media, etc. What they now do is to make sure that they talk to make sure that the right message that they want to get across has got across. They create their own online communities. So in Web3, in crypto, we see companies, crypto companies, they have their own online communities. So for you guys, what do you think is the main strength of YGG or any guild versus an online community that is by a layer one or a blockchain or a crypto company? So what do you think is the main strength of being a guild versus being an online community of just about any other crypto exchange or any? Who wants to go first?
Yeah.
Right.
So I think guilds beat exchanges and protocols by building immense trust. So unlike trading focused exchanges or tech heavy protocols, guilds are more humane and interactive. Community members tend to stay because as a human being, we crave for a sense of belongingness, and that's the reason I believe guilds is more unique and more approachable than other exchanges or other protocols or other communities as well.
So I guess my key takeaway of what you just said is that guilds do better because I don't know, no, but parang the loyalty is actually not to the company,
Yes, it's
but
really
to
on the
actually to each
community.
other, to the
Yeah.
community. So Spraky, you were about to say,
Yeah, it's actually
and then
this. Sige. Actually, the sense of belongingness, just like what Brylle says, because I started as a community member. At first I became part of the community because I'm looking for ways to earn money, but after joining it, I like feel like I belong here. I belong in this community. I want to grow together with these guys. And as you can see in YGG, most of the community members have like it's either have their own guild right now or landed a Web3 job or become a content creator. It's really more on Guilds has a mindset of like really more on growing together, winning together. I think that's my key takeaway about that.
Yes, Prak, no. I think I noticed then, no, even people who have already left the organization, they still identify themselves as YGG. So that's what in one of the meetups that I organized, that's how it felt, no. So, Jen.
Yeah, so I think for me, I came from a Web 2 background. So what I noticed is that when you play esports, you have your own name. So for example, let's say I'm from DLSU, I have my own DLSU org or esports org. That's what I identify as. And that's exactly what you pointed out, that everyone within our community, sometimes you're from your different guild, right? You're from a different guild or a sub guild, but you still identify as YGG as a whole. And for me, it's very empowering to know that um, entering the company, I wasn't part of the community, unlike them. So I had a different point of view coming in that, oh wow, these people are so close. And it's kind of intimidating, right? But coming in, they welcome you. So it's really that there's really this aspect of belongingness in there, and that there's really transparency within each person or each stakeholder, that no matter if you're a partner or a community member or you actually work in the company, right? Um, there's really this transparency going on that, okay, we're all gonna go through this together, and walang may iwan or no one's gonna get left behind. And for me, that's super, it's unique because right in an industry where everything's so fast paced, and me coming from different corporations, um, if maiwan ka, may iwan ka. So if you get left behind, that's your bad. That's you didn't get to follow. But here, I don't feel that. That's why I think it's very special as well, because I think the foundation is really belongingness, and like how do you actually become a community and how do you get stronger.
All right, thank you. No, I like those answers from you. It's something that I've also, as I mentioned earlier, something that I have observed from you guys, from the organization. Now we go to the subject of guild operations. Now I'm going to look at it, just make sure I got the question correct. Because guilds, you guys deal with companies that has tokens, no? Companies that have their own blockchains or have their own games. Um, Building on the topic earlier about passive earners versus active builders, um, how do you, there's always a tension, no, between the token incentives and the actual community building. Uh, in YGG, how do you balance this out, no, without making sure that you do not attract mercenary types of people. So when we say mercenaries, that people that come and go, no, people just go extract and then move to the next one. So how do you make sure that that doesn't happen, especially to the games or other organizations that you partner with? Who can answer? Spra.
Okay. As I said before, YG provides value more than just earning tokens. So we actually promote education, um, community growth, and you know, um, landing jobs here in Web3. So it's not just earning tokens because of the company. It's actually more on teaching them um, things about Web3, learning new things about the future of work, or yeah, growing together as a community. So
Maybe we can cite an example, no, if possible. So maybe let's say there's a game or maybe there's a blockchain. What is the safe blockchain? Uh, Maybe Ethereum, no, the Ethereum blockchain. Maybe they have their game coming out. So how do you make sure this? Though? So they want to make sure that their tokens. I mean, they want to make sure that you do not attract mercenaries. They want to make sure the token incentives are aligned. How would you do this, Jen?
Okay, so looking at it that way, we actually had like different brands come in for acquisition, right? And what we tell them is that okay, they come in with a super big number to give us, let's say 100,000
Okay.
signups, right? And we say, is this actually, like, will it work? Kasi with YGG, we know that if we get someone to sign up, there's retention. And for me, that's more important. That's a more important KPI because that's our value add. And YGG actually can promise that. So I think it's very hard, especially now, because right, there's so many games that are coming out, there's so many tokens coming out, and like all the stakeholders just want them to try it. But do they think of them keeping the people there? And that's what YGG is for. We are there to keep them. We are there to make them understand that, okay, this is the game that will help you XXX. This is the token that will help you create XXS or something like that. So it's always, our lens is always, what is the value add to our community? And I think that's very important because even as someone in the industry or as a business leader, right? Like, yes, you can be blinded by all the numbers of getting people to sign up. Even in Metaversity, that was our main KPI. But how do we actually make our content sticky enough for them to keep watching? And for us, that's what we learned, that okay, if we get them or we make it as sticky as possible, they're gonna stick around and they're actually gonna know that okay, this is the value that they give, and they become loyal users. And for me, I think that's the most important part, that you actually have to understand the tone, the language, and how your customers actually behave, or how your community members behave, because that's how you get them to really believe you, and that you're not just there. I said to like just make them sign up. You're not there to make them think that they're just another quest, right? So I think it's really just really understanding the behavior and how you actually communicate to them the value add to their life as well.
All right, thank you. No, I think I would agree with you on that one, especially on the not just sign-ups but retention. Now, because sign-ups, everyone can do that. No, a Facebook post or a sponsored post can do the sign-ups. But you're mentioning about retention. Brylle, would you like to add?
Yeah, I think it is still connected to play to earn. So early play to earn in the Philippines was all about fast cash. So that scheme and that movement and craze before led to some of the crashes of the some prominent projects here in the Philippines. Now Guild uses Soulbound token to reward questers and mentors. It is not all about profit right now. Guild-Fi proof of play add fun to the rewards, keeping the community engaged without really chasing quick bucks. So I think it's really connected to the play to earn aspect of the industry.
Really happy that you mentioned about the soulbound, no, all those things. So what happens? I'm not sure. Maybe Jenna. No? So for example, the hypothetical scenario with Ethereum. So what happens post partnership? For example, you were mentioning about the users will be retained. Is that correct?
Yes. So, um, initially, well, of course, if the partnership will, let's say, separate, right? It's not up to us if the,
Of course. Mm-mm.
diba, if they still want to keep playing it. But we're still there to educate them. So, for example, we do have marshals within YGG that actually explain. So they're called the game agents. So if you want to learn a game, talk to them. So we're really not trying to create a boundary if you're a partner or not. Because if it's a Web3 game and that we know people have value, or if people see value in it, we're gonna learn it either way. So it's more of just like if you're a partner, we're gonna double down on it, right? But if you're not, we're still gonna learn it. We're still gonna show people what it will actually give our lives value for, right? But I think yeah, like it doesn't matter if they're a partner or not. So in YGG, I believe that we had so many other games that partnered with us, right? And we still see them play it. And it's not like we're gonna say, oh, just play this instead because they're a new partner. It's more of just like, okay, let's just add it to the genres of what they're playing.
All right. So I guess my key takeaway there is not just the partner, But ultimately, the one that receives the most value is the player or the community member that receives all those skills, training, etc., to make sure that he becomes like a valuable or an active builder or member or contributor in Web3. So you mentioned earlier about the marshals, no? So maybe that is something maybe Spraky can mention about how that works and how they actively contribute to what you guys do.
Actually, these marshals are like our guardians in YGG. So they guard the community with bad actors, those eye extractors,
Are
and
they
then
ready to?
no. It's like guardians of the galaxy of YGG. Anyways, so we have four types of marshals, right? So it's the stellar. So these guys are like your content creators, your host, the face of YG or Metaversity. Other ones, Sentinels. They are the community moderator. So they keep the Discord, the Facebook, the overall community safe. And if someone needs asking for help, they're the ones who's gonna do it. So and we also have the Templars. So they're like our in-house graphics, all about graphics, all about streaming. So mostly back-end things, and then the other one, what's the other track again, Jenna?
Game agents.
Game agents. The agents, they're the one who's researching about the products and the games. So these guys are making sure the community are all engaged. They're learning the stuffs they need to learn and helping them, the community, grow together as one. So,
All right. So now we have like 10 minutes no, on this particular panel. And I remember before going here on stage, I was discussing with Brylle and leading about guilds and online communities. Now, with the way things are right now in 2025, wherein play to earn has evolved into something more, uh, how do you think guilds are still separate from what an online community is? Maybe, Brylle, you can answer on this one.
I think it's a part of it are really on the values and behaviors promoted within the guild. So guilds promote transparency, and with on-chain rewards, they also push skill growth, empowering Filipinos to level up in Web3 from gaming to building tools. I think it is really it. So it's really like planting seeds for a digital harvest that we all share. So yeah.
All right. So now I'm on the series of fireside questions known here. The next one is about partnering with external communities. Earlier, Jen, you were talking about partnering even with a non-partner, no? Collaborating even with them. And I believe you guys are also reaching out to other communities here in the Philippines, or perhaps even abroad. So can you, what was that, the Metaverse Caravan, no? The one thing that you were also doing. So maybe can you explain about that as well?
Okay. So the Metaverse Filipino Worker Caravan. So what we're doing is, like I said, in Metaversity and in YGG, we're trying to bridge the gap of education and opportunities within the space. We're really trying to advocate that there's a way to earn and for you not to step out of your house and like compromise your time with your family. Because we know that, right, in the OFW, it's like a super big sector already that people have to go out of the country to earn X amount because they have to provide for their families. But now it's really prevalent now that as you get into the space or the digital opportunities, you can actually earn a lot. It's just that how, right? So we're there to bridge that how. We're there to bridge how do you earn? How do you do this? We're here. So that's what we're trying to do, and that's why we're tapping into different communities to actually explain to them how you can do it with us. And it's not because, okay, we're gonna give you this opportunity because it will benefit us, right? It's really more of like, how do we help these Filipinos? How do we help them earn more? How do we help them not compromise their time from their families or their space or their personal time so that they can just enjoy their life as well and create like a balanced life? Because there are so many opportunities in this space or even digital opportunities, right, that people just don't know of. And for us, we just want people to be more aware of that fact so that they just get comfortable. Or like if you want a side gig first, okay, try this first. It's just 3 hours of your time and you can actually get X amount. Or if you do all our side quests, bounties basically, you get X amount. So it's really just like getting them comfortable in the scene and making them understand that there's really more ways to earn than a normal job.
And actually, no, with the quest, I want to jump in that it's not just like you just presented the quest and that's it, right? So we actually teach them how to do or finish the quest.
Correct, correct.
All right. So I'm down to my last two questions. From play to earn to education to partnering to soulbound tokens to AI. What do you think will be the next frontier for guilds? How do you think guilds will evolve? I'm sure this has been asked a lot, no, in all other panels, but I haven't heard those panels. What do you think is the next frontier for guilds? Spraky.
The definition of guild is a group of people with the same interest. So it will develop into not just in gaming, Web3 gaming. Guilds will have like might be a school guild, might be a teachers guild, right? Might be um, a gig guild or whatever. It will develop into certain types of groups, and then each group will have their own opportunities within the space. I think that's what can happen in the near future.
So it's like it develops, but the mission or the value stays the same. Okay. So Jen and then Brylle.
I think it's more of like empowering them that they can actually be builders. That they're not just a stakeholder to the guild, that each and every one actually has a contribution. And like, what is that? So I think even in Metaversity, that's a question that we ask a lot of our marshals. Like, what can you put on the table, right? So by them understanding that and that they can actually empower themselves rather than just earning on the side, I think that's it. That they really have to empower themselves and educate themselves to actually contribute as well, so that there's a bigger scene to that frontier. That's just not us, right? And I think it's really a bigger conversation to have because just like what you said, I bet a lot of panels have talked about it. And I think a point of view of mine is just really trying to believe that there are more stakeholders to that layer, you know. And I think, yeah, it's really believing that people really do have the power to contribute more.
All right. So maybe I can just chime in, Brylle, before. I think more also about the fact that not just guilds becoming a place where people are grouped together, work together over a single goal, but I believe what I have observed from you guys, from your organization and all the others, is that there's also this sense of while people work together to contribute to a bigger goal, it's also individual people actually excelling individually and becoming known in their own field. Yes, so I think that's also what I have observed that guilds can do. The people who are, someone who is shy, someone who just who cannot order at McDonald's because become someone who actually be at the forefront, no, to be the leader of a particular thing. Brylle, sorry.
Yeah, so I think here in the Philippines, guilds like YG Pilipinas can really build on Web3 education, like Web3 Metaversity, of course. So Web3 education teaches blockchain and game development to really upskill our community. So I am optimistic that guilds here in the Philippines will continue to strive and help more people in the future. I really hope that Filipinos become builders of creating games or even tools, owning their digital future long even after bull or bear market. So yeah.
All right. So my last question to you guys, no? If someone wants to join you or join another guild or build their own guild in 2025, what is your advice? We have 2 minutes. You start with Spraky.
Just do your best. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Jenna.
For me, yeah, I think check out Metaversity. So everything's there. It's not just like a shameless plug. But then join metaversity.com. You can really learn. Like, even as you finish all the crash courses, you get $10, right? So I think it's just stay educated and just keep learning that you're like, you're not the smartest person in the room all the time. So, and by accepting that, you have to learn more, right? And I think that's it for me.
Brylle.
Yeah. My advice for guilds is to really embrace the community. Let's not really forget that. That's beyond profit. That's beyond anything else, really, on and the guild setup. And to focus on education and inclusivity to build long-lasting friendship across guilds. So to players out there, dive in, join Quest, and learn and upskill yourself in equipping yourself into the industry. And you can also join our ARC program. To whoever's interested to join the ARC program. It is wherein you can play quests, you can learn a lot of things, and you can get rewarded. Just go over to discord.gg/ygph.
All right. So thank you so much, Spraky,
Thank
Jen,
you.
and Brylle. And I hope our listeners are able to
Thank you.
learn something from them.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.